Okay guys, we're back with another video with Bryan. Shout out Bryan for letting me exploit him for so much content, dude. He's the GOAT. So we're gonna talk about tray flips. What's your biggest tip for doing a tray flip for somebody that's working on them?
The biggest problem I see is when people under rotate, you know, it goes 270. And like a lot of times it's just like, cause that strength isn't in their back foot yet, but that back foot is key. Like your back foot matters more than your front. I could literally put my front foot anywhere on the board and do a tray flip. Like it's all in that scoop in your back foot and how you position your weight, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you sit on it, like, if you're leaning too far forward like this, when you pop it, you're not gonna tray flip. If you're leaning too far back, your front foot's only gonna get on it.
Yeah.
But if you're leaning like right over it where you should, and you get that good scoop.
I feel like when I watch like Felipe Gustavo or like Gustavo Ribeiro who like do those like really, it's like all in their back foot type tray flips, when they stand on their board, it seems like they've got a little bit more weight towards their front foot than they do their back foot. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Even your tray flips, it seems like there's like a percentage of like how much weight is on your front foot and back foot. Like how much percent do you feel like you put down on your front versus your back when you're crouching down for a tray?
I like, or at least maybe it just happens. It might look like I have more weight on my front foot, but I literally feel like all my weight is like right here. Like I don't feel like I'm leaning more on the front.
Okay.
Because if I feel like I'm leaning too far forward, then it just goes like this. It just goes. Like it goes behind me, you know?
Can you point on your board exactly where, actually here, you just set up in a tray flip. You set up like you're gonna tray. All right, where is your weight centered?
Maybe this dice cube.
This dice cube right here?
Yeah, so maybe it is a little, barely more to the front, but like for the most part, it's somewhere in between, you know?
Okay, so it's like kind of lined up with the back of your heel. Like, I don't know, like you take the heel of your shoe, come like over.
Yeah, but don't put any weight on your, like don't put too much weight on your heel, you know?
Yeah.
Then you gotta be like, I feel everything on my toes right now. So it's like on the front of my foot and right here.
Okay.
So it's like, that's why I say it's like somewhere right here. Is like my weight. Something like that.
Personal question, but when I like donkey kick mine, like I have to like really like, whooah!
Yeah.
What, how do I stop looking like an idiot when I do tray flips?
I think it's just one of those tricks that like, it'll just come with time, you know? The longer you do them, the less effort you'll have to put into the back foot scoop, you know? So It's like, I mean, you've seen every kid's first tray flip, they're like this. They're like, you know, they're like everyone's first tray flips are gonna look like that, but then once they've been doing them for like 10 years, then it looks like their back foot just barely pushes it, which makes kids think like, dang, what am I doing wrong? They're like barely scooping, but like you need to scoop a lot when you're learning them.
Yeah.
But yeah, for you, I'd say it's just like, don't think about it too much, it'll just happen naturally, you know, like maybe do them every session, and then in a year, compare now to then, and like your back foot will be a little more tamed.
Everybody says scoop, like nobody knows what scoop means, dude. Nobody, I feel like, has ever explained exactly what like scoop is. They just expect people to understand that, because it's like, you could say that you scoop a 3-shove. So what's the difference between it, like if it's all the scoop with a tray flip, like what kind of scoop are we talking about? Like, can you like really just like overthink this for a second? Like what is exactly happening with a scoop?
Okay, so I'd say, pretend this is my foot. I try to think, honestly, since my shoes are so thin, I kind of do like, you know, put my toes, I kind of bend my toes over the tail a little bit.
Curl your toes.
Yeah, kind of like this.
Try to
but
grab
obviously
it.
not, yeah. So I kind of, my toes are just barely going over. So my foot, it looks like that. But in there, like, you know, this part of my toes is like on here. So it's like somewhere right there. Anyways, a scoop is, scooping is basically just, all right, popping is like this. Scooping is, you know, you hear the difference. Pop, scoop. You hear like,
Yeah.
So with a tray flip, I kind of scoop. I don't scoop straight back. It's more of like an angle. I kind of scoop this way.
Okay.
So if you scoop straight back, you might only get to 270 rotation. But if you scoop kind of this way, then it, you know, I feel like it gives it more of like a nudge. Like, so I'd say my toes are over it, and I scoop towards my heel. Let's say towards my heel, you know?
Towards your front heel?
Yeah.
So you're basically trying to guide these toes on your back foot towards the front heel or the heel on your front foot.
Yeah, so like I don't scoop this way. I scoop more this way.
I think that's why I donkey scoop it, is because I scoop straight back.
Like look how easy that scoops.
Yeah.
I could probably do like a 720 flip if I scoop like that. You know, it's like same with laser flips. Like a lot of people go like this.
Yeah.
But it's more like this.
Interesting. Here's the part of the video where I ask you to judge my theory about tray flips.
Okay.
Everybody says tray flips, it's a lot in the back foot, but I feel like a lot of people learning tray flips, one of the issues, they don't lift their front foot out of the way fast enough. Because like say I'm on your board, right? In order to like get the tail down, I've got to lift my front foot up, right? That's what creates the pop. And I feel like the faster you lift this front foot up, the quicker all of the energy gets transferred from the front foot. And then if you get that out of the way really quick, everything just goes right there into the back foot. I feel like lifting the front foot up out of the way, do you feel like that makes a difference?
Obviously, if you don't get your front foot out of the way, if it stays on the board, it's just gonna, like, it's just not gonna work. But the reason I say it's on the back foot is because when I see kids trying them, they're trying to flick too hard, so they're going like this.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, it's like, you don't need to flick like that.
Yeah.
It is like a little, just barely. You don't even have to like, you know, with a kick flip, you damn near roll your ankle. But with a tray flip, it just kind of barely like, you know, it's like a little.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. It's just like, it's not just lift straight up. Because, I mean, you could do it lifting straight up, no effort at all. But then that just kind of ends up being more pressure. Like it's based on your weight. With switch trays, I can lift my foot straight up, no flick. But normally, yeah, it's just a little, like, I don't know, maybe slow mo my front foot. I'm gonna just do a normal tray. So
interesting.
I'd literally say like, if you play that back, my front foot just kind of goes like that. Like I don't have to flick, but it's kind of.
It's almost like the board is like coming up to tap your foot, more so than your foot's like trying to get the board to rotate. It's almost like as your foot is lifting up, the board just kind of comes up and like taps it a little bit.
Your front foot just needs to barely tap it, you know?
It's interesting, dude. I just did a cameo with P-Rod and had him explain tray flips.
Where'd you see him?
No, a cameo. You pay for people to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm paying P-Rod to teach me tray flips. I'm out of control with these titles, dude. Anyways, you guys' explanation was like very much, like very, very similar.
Okay, so I'm basically P-Rod?
Yeah, no, you literally are P-Rod. Like, I heard that he had an illegitimate child at one point. If you're here and you're one of Bryan's fans, you do not understand the hustle of this guy, dude. This guy literally just like has been driving nonstop for like 10 days. And when do you go home?
Either tomorrow night or Monday.
Anyways, you guys don't understand the work ethic of this dude. Like, all right, make every day a late Friday, and I'll see you in the next video.